Ever since the man stepped off the plane, he had been spitting uncontrollably, like a malfunctioning high-pressure water gun. But this was just the beginning of a strange series of events. The flight he was on, Flight 828, was supposed to be a simple 3-hour journey. But, inexplicably, it had been in the air for a full 5 years. Even more bizarre, all the passengers on board didn't notice anything unusual. They all thought it was just a routine 3-hour flight for the families of the passengers. However, those 5 years were a long and agonizing wait. When the pilot contacted the control tower to request permission to land, the ground crew was stunned upon hearing that it was Flight 828. The air traffic controllers confirmed the information several times before they finally granted permission for the plane to land. However, the plane was directed to a backup airport. As the passengers disembarked, they were not greeted by their long-lost families, but by a large group of police officers and reporters. The sight of this left the passengers shaken, and they began to panic, discussing what might have happened. At that moment, a bald detective stepped forward and delivered a shocking message.
Problem, ladies and gentlemen, is your plane departed Montego Bay, Jamaica on April 7, 2013. Today is November 4th, 2018.
These words left the passengers in a state of deep confusion and disbelief. They exchanged looks, unable to comprehend what they were hearing. For them, only 3 hours had passed. How could it be 5.5 years since they landed? To get to the bottom of this mystery, the bald detective detained the plane and its passengers, questioning each one individually. However, the results of the investigation only deepened the mystery. All the passengers gave eerily similar responses. There was nothing particularly unusual on the flight. They had encountered some turbulence, the cabin had briefly gone dark, and the plane had shaken violently, but things quickly returned to normal. The investigators also conducted a thorough inspection of the plane and its contents, but they found no evidence of anything out of the ordinary. With no further explanation, the detective reluctantly released the passengers, allowing them to reunite with their families. Although the passengers had only experienced a 3-hour flight, their families had been waiting for them for 5.5 years. In that time, many things had changed, and the world they returned to was no longer the one they had left behind.